listening or watching the Legit podcast. The greatest compliment you can give to me right here in this moment is if you would hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube or listening on Apple Podcasts. Today's episode is a scriptural snack. So when I was going through my divorce, I was in a really dark place. Actually, I had like a series of dark moments, and one that I can remember clearly was when I came to the realization that I was carrying a lot, and it was heavy, and it really weighed down on me. I was carrying pain, resentment, bitterness, anger, feelings that I cannot even put words to, making plans that were in nowhere near fruitful. They were not moving me forward in any way, but it was just to make me feel better. And it was amazing how God spoke directly to me. So in one particular week, in that same week, two different people who did not know each other ministered the same words to me. And so one was more personable, more one-on-one, and the other was more in a church setting, like preaching to the masses. And it was Matthew 11:28 that says, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Now, a yoke is this wooden crossbar that goes around the necks of animals on a farmland, and then it's tied to this cart, and then they pull it across the farmland. And so what Jesus is saying is not that his yoke is free of pain and hardship, but it is lighter, it is peaceful, it is kinder. And I kid you not, when I did that, not that anything had changed, things were still in shambles, but I had undescribable peace. And so, when you get to a point in your life and you feel like, wow, what have I been doing? I've been doing the same thing over and over again. It's not yielding any different result. Maybe you think you're doing something different, but you're really doing the same thing, different situation, different scenarios. And when I did that, I really did feel lighter. I felt at peace in the storm, undescribable peace. In fact, recently I was with a couple of girlfriends, and we were sharing our testimonies. And one of them in particular said to me, after I had shared mine, said to me, "Wow, Bissy, ever since I have known you, the way things have just fallen in your laps is crazy." And it is crazy, and I have goosebumps even talking about it. This is a friend that we met post-divorce, and so at that moment, at that time in my life, I was really just going with God's flow. I'm like, God, you do it. And the things that have happened in my life, and I'm not saying this to toot my own horn, I really am saying it to give God the honor and the glory that, look, let God disrupt your life. Let him carry the burden, because it is way too heavy for us to carry. And the issue with me is I kind of struggle receiving things. I'm like, I want to work for it. Let me earn it. And so it is by the grace of God. In that moment, you can't say that you work for this. This would not have happened if God did not move. And that's where God is like, not that there's no work required, but God gives you the tools to work with. And that's a word in itself, where he opens doors and gives you tools, right? And he only asks that you put in the work to make these tools functional. Let me pave the way for you so you can put in the work you need to put in. Let me meet you right where you are so you can work to get to where you need to be. And there's this one thing that I always say, that my yoke is easy and my burden is light, while calling me higher. Only God can put the two in one space. because really it is really an unlayering of who we are, of exemplifying Christ. Now in that moment it seems very difficult because a lot of us kind of like to be in control of our life and where our life is heading. But when we really let God move, I believe that you would be left tongue-tied and in awe of the amazing things that God would do in your life. And I hope to share some of the testimonies at a later time. But this is what I have for y'all today. The scriptural snack is Matthew 11:28. So lay it down. Your human knowledge, your strength, your wisdom, your plans, let Jesus do the carrying. It is so worth it and so much lighter. And how do you know that it is time to really lay it all down? Think about it. Are you feeling heavy? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling like you've been making different decisions for a particular thing to work, but it's yielding the same results? Maybe different situation, different scenarios, but nothing is really changing. It is time to let Jesus carry the burden. And Jesus also says, learn from me. Learn how I do life. Learn how I, in the midst of the storm, am at peace. So, if this message was for you, then I pray and I hope that you got exactly what you needed, but maybe it was not for you at this moment. Please share with somebody that you think that this would help. And if you got to the end of this episode and you're watching on YouTube, type in the comments below, peace in the storm, so I know that you rocked with me till the end. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.